戦わずにいられない人間の弱さと正面から向き合って一緒に次のステップへと進む。きっとできるさ。
怒りの感情は捨て去るべきもの。さあ全力でかかってきなさい。我は剥がれすべてを断ち切るもの。言い訳無用です。さあ耐えてみなさい。
はじめまして、アルティナ・オライオンです。コードネームはブラックラビット。制圧を開始します。目標攻撃準備します。この子の名前はクラウス・サラス。勝手な名前で呼ばないでください。シンクロ完了。変形します。これで終わりです。
俺の名前はリーン・シュバルツァーだ。チーム同士協力していこう。道はこの手で切り開く。行くぞ。新規合意。自分の道は自分で切り開くさ。とことん抗うバルだ。
Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to be talking about what has been added with Major Update 21, which is released on International Server on Thursday, August 27th. And this major update is the crossover event with Trails of Cold Steel. So with this crossover event, there are a lot of events running. So I'm going to go over them one by one and talk about any other additions with this major update. So going into the events page, we can see there's a huge list of new events. Okay, six of them. So first of all, there is of course the Legends of Cold Steel banner, which has Reen and Arianrod on them. Both heroes, in brief, are much more PvP oriented than PvE. Don't get me wrong, they can be used for PvE content, especially Arianrod in particular, but in general, you don't need them for PvE, that's the point. And they're not overall recommended heroes for PvE content. So I would say if you PvP, you definitely want to get Reen or Arianrod, preferably Reen. But if you don't plan to PvP at all, then this banner is very optional. You know, if you want to draw on it, by all means, but it's really not required for people who don't PvP. I'll be doing videos on these two heroes later. Okay. So, after the banner, next up... Oh, I should also mention, with the banner, right? It seems like now, all these new major update banners have this awakening events, where you can basically do fights to test out the heroes. And you can also get Trinity Crystals from doing it. So I'm going to be doing both of these battles very shortly in a separate video, but for now, I just wanted to mention that. So, after this, there is a Secret Realm event running, limited time drops. So this event started today and will run until Wednesday, next Wednesday. So that would be September 2nd. And what this event basically has is, if you pass certain game modes, you will get strange drops, okay? Or sorry, you'll get strange gold drops. And you can use the strange gold drops in the Aniki Super Dark Secret event to win big rewards. So the strange gold item is dropped from the following game modes: Angelica's Special Training, Goddess Trial, Aniki Gym, Bonding Realm, Joint Battle, and Eternal Temple. So the strange gold items allows you to draw on the Aniki Super Dark Secret event, which is right here. And with this event, of course, there is the Unicorn skin, Fantastic Beast. Also applies to Horned Dinos, apparently. Go figure. But this event, excuse me, gives various items, including gold, Trinity vouchers, SSR headgear, SSR weapon, some Expert Mastery one-pick gift packs, and the skin and avatar frame. So a whole bunch of items from this event. And it's basically very similar to a Macho Lotto, right? Except instead of consuming crystals, you consume strange gold. So in other words, it says right here, the strange gold draws requires 30, 30, 30, 40, 40, 40, 50, 50, 50, then 60 for the final draw. So that's how much strange gold you need to get everything in this event. That would be, let's say, 90 plus 120 plus 150 plus 60, which is 420 strange gold in total. So I guess if you farm these maps, you know, let's say Aniki Gym in particular, you'll be able to get enough strange gold to draw for everything, I presume. We'll see. You know, I'll mention how much strange gold I get in next week's Nitro setup video. Okay, so these two events are interlinked. Next then is Holy Badman. So for Holy Badman, this event is that the special Holy Badman event will appear on the world map. Complete all the waypoint events to obtain Trinity Crystals and Strange Gold. And last but not least, there is the Echoes of Light event. As always, the Echoes of Light for this month has a skin for the SR Ring, and a skin actually for the SR Altina. So Arianrod doesn't get a skin for once on the Echoes of Light. Instead, it's Reen and Altina who do get the skins. Very interesting adjustment from the usual ones. Okay. And those are all the new events. There is also one missing event here right now, and that event is the Trails of Cold Steel Secret Realm event, right? That Secret Realm event will be called Trails of Truth. It starts next week. It doesn't start this week. So next week, I guess in the Secret Realm, under limited time events, there will be the Trails of Truth event, and that's an event where you can get Altina shards. So if you don't so don't worry if you purchase this skin. She is coming. She's just not released at this time. Okay, so with all the events covered, I should also briefly mention I actually have one of those I have a Bros Gone Wild event that spawned right now, and clearly the Bros Gone Wild event is linked to Holy Badman. So if I clear it, presumably I'm going to get some Trinity Crystals and some Strange Gold. I'll do this event in a separate video, as always. Okay, so with all of these events covered, let's talk about some of the remaining changes. I know there's various minor adjustments, I'm not going to mention them, but like a few quick ones to mention is apparently Brenda now has a confession scene. With every major update, they seem to add a few additional confession scenes, and this major update had one for Brenda. So if you have her at the max heart bond, you can now get that confession, whatever, right? Other than that, in the Secret Realm store, there is now 2 new SSRs, exclusive gear. So the first one is the Overlord's Armor, which is for Bernhard. Right? This one provides him with 5% hit point increase, and more importantly, Hero Talent Span is increased by 1. So that's actually a pretty big deal, because his Hero Talent Span is currently 2. Right? With the 1 increase, he can affect a 3 range, which is pretty big. You definitely should get to that for him if you use him, because the difference between 2 range for this passive debuff and 3 range is pretty big. As for the other one is the Wing Striker Helm for Varna. This one has the effect when using AoE damage skills, effective range is increased by 1. And there's also a cooldown trigger on it. When using AoE skills to do damage, this effect's cooldown is triggered. The effect can trigger again after 4 turns. So it does have a long cooldown, but keep in mind that Varna very frequently uses the build of... Let me quickly bring mine up. She very frequently uses this following build: Aim, 1000 Arrows, and Mass Attack. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that very frequently her span on 1000 Arrows is 4 range rather than just 3. Very, very useful, I guess, if you plan to use Varna in your Apex boxes. but otherwise not that required. Okay, so those are all the new events and the new additions. I mean, the final thing that's been added with this major update is the 3C skills with this major update. And 3C skills have been added for the following heroes. Let me just quickly bring that up and go over them. Now, with, of course, Rin and Arianrod, the two new heroes, do get 3Cs. But other than them, the remaining 3 characters who get 3Cs is actually first Altina. So once again, the SR Altina, who has not been released for us yet. You can start farming shards of her next week. But she is one of the heroes that also gets a 3C. The remaining 2 who get 3Cs is actually Gizaroff and Emilia. I don't have Emilia, so I can't really mention her 3C here in game. But Gizaroff's 3C is basically a must unlock for him. It's critically important if you use Gizaroff, because the effect is Ultimate Construct. Okay, it can be used if there is a construct on the battlefield. It eliminates the construct and deals 0.2 times magic AoE damage to enemies within 3 blocks of the construct, while afflicting them with 2 random debuffs. Okay, so it basically puts Gizaroff. It makes Gizaroff another AoE attacker who can apply lots of random debuffs on enemies. Other than that, after the construct is eliminated, you summon one ultimate construct. And the ultimate construct inherits 100% of the summoner's max hit points, and its remaining attributes are equals to 100% of the summoner's corresponding stats at that moment. Before the original construct is destroyed, stats are additionally increased by 4% for each strengthening component possessed. So if your original construct that you summoned has, let's say, 3 strengthening components, the ultimate construct will get another 12% additional stats. And finally, when the ultimate construct enters battle, attack frequency will greatly increase, and it will inherit all component effects of the original construct. When summoned, it will gain a chance to take action. So what this really means is Gizaroff then can, for example, move that construct forward, activate Ultimate Construct to do the AoE attack, then that Ultimate Construct will be summoned and it can act as well. So 3 separate, you basically get 3 separate actions in a single turn with Gizaroff this way. Theoretically, you can have the original construct attack. As long as it survives, you can Ultimate Construct, and then the Ultimate Construct can do another follow-up attack, which is absolutely crazy in my opinion. So more frequently though, people just move the construct forward, drop the AoE, then have the Ultimate Construct either attack or retreat. That's the most common situation. Nonetheless, a great new addition for Gizaroff. He's no longer locked down to using, let's say, Dark Dragon's Breath, and instead can bring his 3C skill, which is far superior in my opinion. So this Ultimate Construct really makes him very good. Especially since, for example, this Ultimate Construct skill has no cooldown. Very important point to note as well. Alright, and I think that is everything with this major update. So lots of new events, a bunch of new useful 3Cs and exclusive gear, and of course the banner with the 2 new heroes, which are both quite useful. Thanks for watching everyone. I hope you found this video useful to you. And on that note, Nitro out.